What up, fam? It's me, Keisha, aka Color Me Pynk, and I am here with this week's All Tea, All Shade Power Book 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, Force Season 2, Episode 3 review. So, you guys, on this week's episode, Tommy is freaking out because his car just got hit up. And he thinks that it's somebody from Jenard's crew that tried to take him out. And he's 100% right. And Diamond is irritated because he like, look, sis, I tried to tell you not to start no war, but you wanted to go behind my back and do your thug thizzle. So handle your scandal. But since I'm a good friend, I'm going to go talk to my brother and see what's up. And so he was like, nah, I'll go do it. I'll go talk to him. So Tommy goes over to Jenard's house and confronts him. And when he brings up that one of his hitters, tried to come at him, he's oblivious. He doesn't even know what Tommy talking about. And Tommy was like, oh, so you ain't got control over your people. Ooh, girl, Miss Girl, you need to handle that really quick. And so he tells him that if he don't handle who did it, Tommy's going to handle it. So now Jenard got this Tommy situation on his back. The Serbians, Miguel, like he cannot catch a break at this point. Diamond, as his little sneaky leak, who is a police officer, to push weight for him. And at first she was pretending like she was offended by it, but then she was like, boy, I'm just playing like, what's the plan? And I need cash in my hand. So he was like, oh, okay, I got me a real one. So after that, it's announced in the neighborhood that there will be a new task force because, the streets of Chicago is really bad. And the little girl got, unalived on last week's episode when the bullets got to flying for Tommy and she was the one that got hit. So JP tells Darnell that his mom kept him from him, but he tried to find him. And he was like, you tried to find me. If you was really trying to find me like that, how is it that I found you before you found me? Like, get out of my face with that. Like, you need to come up with a better excuse to that. And JP was like, let me talk to you. Like, let me explain. He was like, nah, I'm good. Like, I ain't trying to hear nothing you got to say. So Tommy storms in and tells JP to take this piece, a blicky. Because he was like, I got some people on my back. They tried to take me out last night, and I need for y'all to be safe. And here come Darnell Thomas. But what about me? Can I get mine back? And they was like, no, you are a minor. Sit down. You just got pow yourself. Sit down somewhere. So he really mad. He was like, man, I got time for this. And he stormed upstairs, stomping his feet. And I was like, you can't be stomping around the house mad, but then asking somebody for a blicky. It's either you're going to be a kid or you're going to be a killer. Which one is it going to be, Darnell? So Bobby goes off on his wife, Stacy. Now, I thought they were just hooking up on last week's episode, but they're actually married. He's married to Stacy, and he's mad at her for going behind his back with this whole task force thing. And he says that she basically is just looking out for her career and the hell with his, because she wants to be mayor. And when he called her out on that, she didn't even have nothing to say because it was the truth. And I was like, girl, you better be careful before you ruin your marriage, okay? Is it that serious? And so I see them in the future getting a divorce. Or one of them getting pow-powed real quick. So Kate, we find out, is really trying to change her life. She is off of the cocaine. She's not drinking. She's in AA. And she heads over to Tommy's house and basically like tells him that she wants to make amends, and she apologizes to him for not being a perfect mama. And he was like, girl, you came all the way over here to tell me something I already knew. Like, why are you wasting my time? And she was like, wait, you really think I'm a bad mama? He was like, yeah. Do you like me to run down the list of things that you did that were horrible? And she actually gets offended, honey, because she did not know that he was going to agree. And I was like, Kate, have you met you? Have you looked in the mirror, girlfriend? Kate is crazy. So Diamond's PO is at the shop getting his haircut when one of their little workers, this little fat dude, come upstairs doing the most, and he peep old boy, and he looking like, And so the old man in the shop covered on was like, you better sweep these floors and go pick up my da-da-da-da-da, acting like, he just a little runner, like a shampoo boy or whatever. And the PO peeping game, though, he see that it's something going on. I was like, why would y'all be downstairs getting stuff together with y'all product when you know this PO comes to your shop at any opportune time? Like, make it make sense, Diamond. Like, please make it make sense. And I hope after that episode they moved it somewhere else because it's stupid. So Jenard goes to Shanti and asks her where Lil K is. And she was like, you cannot take that boy out, because if you take him out, then your people really gonna be thinking that like you soft and you like siding with this white boy, like they want justice, like you cannot afford to do that right now. And he was like, man, F you. And she was like, wait. And I'm like, Shanti, girl, you over here boxing and kicking for your life, but you letting this cauliflower ear dude sit up here talk to you crazy. And she was like, he might be at his grandmama's house. And he was like, I bet. But I'm like, girl, you better get some self-esteem about yourself, because ain't no way you gonna let somebody with a cottage cheese ear talk to you crazy. Have you seen his teeth? Like, girl, no, absolutely not. And he would only have one time to say F me. Oh, okay. You sure right. Can you even hear out that ear? You got me messed up. So Walter makes a deal to unload that bad batch of product with that white man on the south side. And the white man make a comment, no one will give a ish if a bunch of monkeys drop dead. And Vic was like, what you say? Assalamu alaikum what? Because Vic love him some black folks. And so he was like, that Walter was like, oh no, everything's good. Like, we're going to handle this on with song. And he was like, yeah. But Vic is just playing the game because he want his father to think like he really down for the cause, but really he's literally working on the inside to ruin his father. So Miguel orders Tommy and Diamond down to his little spot or whatever, and tells them that he found who hit his product and stole all his product. He think that it's his family members because they were the only ones that knew about what was going down that day. So he take his two family members, tie him up to a chair, and put one of the dude's hands in some liquid nitrogen and freezes his hand, and then has Tommy hold the dude's hand while he take I don't even know what that thing is. And basically he chopped the man's hand off. And I was like, well, that's a way of punishment. Like, you was only going to chop their hands off? Like, you ain't going to pop out them? Maybe because they family. I would have, pop out them if that's the case. Because, like, I will still never trust you again without a hand. You could still have somebody else pick something up for you. Like, what? So now this really got Diamond feeling like he know that it was us, or if he don't know, like he about to know, like we got to really be careful. But once again, Tommy won't listen to reason. And he like, dude, Diamond was like, we about to have a task force. Like, they are really after us. And Tommy was like, okay, they had a task force. So I was at, ain't nobody thinking about that. Look at this truck I got to ride around in because my car is in the shop. He was like, ain't this some BS? And I'm like, Tommy, girl, this ain't New York. You are in a whole nother field, my love. Like, you need to start taking stuff more seriously. And this is what Ghost used to tell you, and why you couldn't be the number one man, because you just fly by the seat of your pants. Like, you don't sit and think. So, Sneaky Link, Diamond Sneaky Link, how she ends up running the product through the prison is that she has one of the visitors, a female visitor. The girl asks go to the bathroom, and in the bathroom they had the balloons of the product. She put the balloons in her pocket or whatever. She came out, act like, and popped some popcorn, I guess, and then put the balloons in the popcorn. And then her dude that she was visiting dug his hand in the popcorn, took the balloons out and put it in his mouth. But I'm like, well, where did it go? You swallowed them and then you had to boo-boo them out later? Like, it's only but so much I'm gonna do to make some money in jail, and that ain't one of them. Cause who want to take drugs that done came out of somebody boo boo? Ew, like, I don't care how much you rinse it off, like, gross, disgusting. So, Tommy meets with Walter and basically interrogates him about who pulled the trigger on Liliana. And of course, Walter won't give it up, but Tommy know that at this point that it was Claudia, because if it was a worker, he would have easily given the person up. So Claudia comes home to find that her safe has been robbed. All her money and all whatever she had is gone. So she pissed. So we then go back to the prison and see that how the prisoners are unloading the product is by giving it to the prisoners. The lunch people are giving it to the prisoners as they're getting their lunch trays. And Rojas from last season is back. And he peeped game like, them ain't my people. Like, what's going on? Who done took over my territory? We got to handle this really quickly, like, because ain't no way. So Walter tells Claudia, who called herself running up over there to his house trying to check him and about coming in her house and taking her stuff. And he was like, look, little girl, because I'm about sick of you. I don't know who you think you are. Like, I'm the parent here. And when you decided to not give him the numbers for his dialysis or something she was doing, he was like, yeah, I went and took your money. I sure did, because you forgot who funds this. Okay. And he was like, Tommy is like a second away from finding out that it's you. And I'm the one that's protecting you. Like, I would never give you up. But please believe if you keep on trying me, I'm going to take away your security. And you're going to be out here alone wolf, baby girl. And so she was standing there in her gazelles. I'm like, where are you going with these glasses, girl? Looking dumb in the face. So Bobby visits Lil K's granny and asks, where he is. And Granny was a real one. Granny was like, look, I know how this all go down. I don't know where my grandson is, but I'll pass along the message that y'all looking for him. So Bobby leave, and lo and behold, her grandson was actually in the house peeping everything through the window. And I was like, Granny, you a good granny, because I would have been like, he upstairs. You ain't bringing that mess to my house. So Kate apologizes to JP now for leaving him. And he was like, I accept your apology, but I just really want to know, why did you leave me in the first place? And she was like, oh, honey, like, I never wanted to leave you. And he was like, was it because I was black? And she was like, no, I mean, not fully. And he was like, oh, so it was. And she was like, I'm not racist and this, and the third. And he get mad and he storm off. So she really looking like, why are these sons of itches not accepting my apology? So Jenard runs up on Lil K with the blicky and was like, I told you not to do that. And he was like, look, that white boy took out Chewy. We had to do what we had to do or whatever. I don't care about nothing of what you saying. Like, Jenard is like literally losing everything around him. Like, his power isn't what it used to be anymore. And so while he is holding Lil K at pow point, the grandmother was like, y'all want some cookies? I done made some Toll House. Who want a cookie? And so he put his gun up, was like, I do. And she let him know real quick, you killed my grandson, you better be ready to unalive me too. Because with that cauliflower ear of yours, you won't be hard to pick up out of a lineup. Now try me. And I was like, you better tell him, Granny. And she reminded me so much of my grandmother. Oh my God, that lady reminded me so much of my grandmother that passed away. But anywho, so he basically tells Lil K at that point, when I tell you to jump, you better say how high at this point. Like, when I tell you to come, you come. Okay. And so when he's going back to his car, he sees one of Diamond's CGI boys looking at him. So he know that he's being trailed or whatever. So Diamond tells Tommy that Rojas got their cell blocks raided and they lost 2 keys. So he was like, but I got somebody that I can, go and, have a meeting with him and see if we can work something out. So Kate realizes in AA that she was a bad mother. And I was like, it took you AA to realize that, girl? Like, I think you already knew you was a bad mother. But I'm happy to see that they're changing Kate's character and trying to redeem her, which makes me feel like she's going to get pow-powed at some point. But she said that as far as JP is concerned, the reason why she didn't keep him is because her mom kept drilling in her head that it was going to be a hard life for them with him being black and having a white mom at that time. And so she was like, she just couldn't take it. So she gave him up or whatever. She was like, but how do I explain it to him with me being a white woman of privilege? You know what I'm saying? So I got where she was coming from, but I hope that they really dive even deeper into that conversation. So Vic calls the police and messes up the drop that was supposed to go down between his father and that white man. So Tommy confronts Claudia about whether or not she unalived Liliana. She keep on denying it. But he was like, I know you did it. And when I get confirmation that you did it, oh, baby girl, you ain't gonna never even see me coming, okay? And I can't wait for the day because I'm sick of Claudia. So Diamond sends one of his lawyer friends to talk to Rojas in jail about partnering up. And he was like, Rojas was like, that fool put me in this chair. You think I'm gonna partner up him? Y'all got me messed up. Let me roll up out of here. So then we see some little dudes run up on this little good kid that spoke at like this rally about the little 8-year-old little girl that got unalived. And he had just finished getting his hair cut by Diamond and was talking about how, you know, he's went to more funerals than he has birthdays. And I was like, oh my God. So as he's about to walk home, these little boys from the neighborhood run up on him. Was like, how you gonna be talking about the neighborhood and this, that, and the third? You think you better than me? And punched him in the stomach, and Diamond came outside and shooed him away and ran him away. And he was like, why you ain't stick up for yourself? And the little boy was scared. He a good kid. And he was like, look, I see we got some work to do. You're going to have to learn how to stick up for yourself around here. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, oh, so next time we see him, he going to be whooping ass. Okay. He going to be Martin and Malcolm. Okay. So, after that, where was I at? Bobby tells Lil K that basically he gonna be unalived if he doesn't cooperate with the police and help them take down Tommy and CBI. But he hard-headed and he don't want to listen because he ain't no snitch or whatever. And I was like, well, he tried. You ain't want to listen? Okay. So Lil Sneaky Link plants drugs on Rojas to get him to cooperate. And he doesn't, of course, because he didn't want to get no more time added to his sentence. So this really is going to amplify his beef with Diamond. And I want to see how far they're going to take this. So after that, the Serbians, child, are tailing Jenard late at night. And they pull up on him, block him off in the middle of the street, and hold him at pow point and tell him to get up out the car. And he was like, look, tell Mirkovich or whatever his name is, like, give me a few more days, I had the money. They was like, nah, run me them keys. This car is ours now. This is payment. So they take off in his Lambo. He running in behind the car. And I was like, ooh, life is really tough for you. You should have stayed with your brother, but you think you know everything. And your brother was trying to tell you you ain't ready, okay? So Tommy ends up unaliving one of Walter's men because he was trying to get information from the guy about whether or not Claudia was the one that unalived Liliana. So Lil K is the one that ends up picking up Jenard. And when he get in the car, Jenard and they're sniffing cocaine. And he was like, you the one always telling us not to, fool around with the product, but look at you. And so this psychopath was like, what you say to me? Pull over. And he was like, come on, man, like, chill out. He was like, nah, pull over. So they pull over, and he was like, what, you got a wire? You trying to catch me up or whatever? So he yoking dude all up, and the dude was like, get off me. Like, I ain't did nothing. Like, what you talking about? Child, lo and behold, Jenard has a coke fit. And I guess all the stress and anxiety of what's going on in his life and everybody on his back, he just flipped out and ended up choking old boy to, with the seatbelt, and then dumped his body off in like a little alleyway and sped off in the car. Mind you, the whole time, Tommy was off in the cut watching the whole entire thing go down. And I was like, dang, you out here bad, cuz it's that ear. It's that ear. You should have never been in there doing MMA, child. That ear that messed your whole life up. So Tommy goes to JP's house that night and goes in the refrigerator and finds his favorite ice cream. And he was like, dang. And he knows that Kate was the one that bought her for him. And it really reminded him, like, she's not all bad. Like, there are good parts of her. So he goes and wakes her up and tells her, thank you for the ice cream, and tell her to go to bed. And they had a little nice moment. So Walter has the white man come to his house because he feel like the dude effed him over. He was like, so you mean to tell me I done already paid you for this mess, and now the man that was supposed to drop it off to me got knocked. Now I ain't got no product and I done paid you. I need my money back. And dude was like, I can give you half of it back. He was like, what I look like? A $2 hoe to you? Like, So Vic was like, I think he trying to F us over for real, Pop. So as dude and Walter going back and forth, Vic pull out the blicky and unalive him. And the daddy go off. He was like, why would you do that? Why would you freaking do that? You dimkin poop, you dummy. And Vic looks like, well, I felt like he was trying to play us, Pop. Like, he was like, clean it up. Let me tell you something. Walter Flynn can get it how he want it any day of the week. Yes, ma'am. I want Walter and Kate to get together, though. I want them to have a history with one another. I really honestly do. But Vic was just sitting there like, my plan is working. So JP tells Darnell that the reason why he didn't come looking for him is because he was ashamed of who he was at that time with his sexual orientation, and says that his mother said that he would be better off without a father who was gay, and at that time he partially believed her, so that's why he stopped looking for him. So he asked, can they start over? And Darnell was like, yeah, and they give each other a hug, and he tell him that he love him, and he was like, I love you too, Dad. And so JP goes upstairs to go to bed, and when he goes upstairs to go to bed, Darnell little bad self go into the drawer where he put the blicky and puts it in his pants for protection, because he was like, I just can't be out here in these streets without nothing. But that's gonna come back to bite him in the booty. We already know something gonna happen. I just don't want to see Darnell die. I like his character so much. So Diamond keeps ignoring this unknown caller, and I don't know if it's the sneaky link. I don't know who this person is that keep calling him and he's ignoring the phone call. So Tommy and Diamond go to Miguel and ask for more product, and he like, how y'all getting rid of everything so fast? He smells something in the water, and it ain't in the milk, and it ain't clean. He was like, I'll think about it. Give me a minute, okay? And so after that, we see Bobby find Lil K body and was like, damn, homie. You was the man, homie. And so then at the end of the episode, Tommy texts Maria and asks her, can he take her to do driving lessons? And the first time she ignored him, but this time she gave him an address. And so he real happy and excited now. And then at the end, we see Jenard go cop some, drugs on the street. And dude was like, I got coke and I got heroin. And he was like, give me some of that heroin. And that nigga sat up there and snorted raw heroin up his nose and was zooted out his mind. I was like, ooh, you a real fiend. That means your teeth gonna get worse. Okay. So overall, it was a really decent episode of Force. I really enjoyed it. I'm gonna give this week's episode a B-. A B-. It was good. But yeah, y'all let me know what y'all thought about the episode down below in the comment section. Make sure to thumbs up this video, like and subscribe, and hit that notification bell button. I love you guys, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.